So if you're learning an instrument, you've almost definitely heard people talk about music exams.
Yeah.
There are these standardized hurdles that musicians all over the world use to prove their skills.
Exactly. And today we're going to, peel back the layers and see what's actually inside them.
Right.
They aren't just tests. They're more like a roadmap. Our job is to break down the structure, see what each section is really asking for, and figure out what separates a simple pass from, say, a distinction.
So the system itself starts out pretty simple. Most of the big international boards, they use a graded structure. It usually runs from grade 1 all the way up to grade 8.
Right. You might start with a pre-grade level or an introductory thing, but grade 1 is where it officially kicks off.
Okay.
And those grades, they really matter. It's not just about, personal pride. A grade 8 pass, for example, that takes years of practice. And it's often recognized as having real academic value.
How so?
Well, in the UK, it can actually give you points for university entry. And a lot of schools worldwide see a grade 8 pass as proof of, well, a high level of discipline. Sometimes it can even get you some college credit.
So it's basically proof that you've done more than just mess around with an instrument.
That's it. It shows you've achieved a recognized standard, a high one.
Okay, let's unpack the exam itself. Because it's not just one long performance, right?
Not at all. It's carefully balanced to test you as a complete musician.
Not just someone who can memorize a few pieces.
Exactly. There are 4 main sections, and they all contribute to that final score.
So you have your prepared performance pieces,
Right. That's where you show off your expression.
then the technical skills, part scales, and arpeggios.
Mm-hmm.
Third is sight reading, which is playing new music.
Yep, on the spot.
Hmm.
And finally, you have the oral tests, which is all about your musical ear.
Let's stick with those prepared pieces first. Students choose, 3 or 4 pieces?
Usually 3 or 4, yeah. And they come from a list that the exam board provides.
And that list isn't just a bunch of suggestions. It's there to make sure everyone at, say, grade 5 is tackling a similar level of difficulty.
It's a standardizing tool, and the list is also designed to ensure variety.
Ah, right.
At the higher grades, you're usually required to pick pieces from different musical periods, maybe one Baroque piece like Bach,
Okay.
a romantic piece by someone like Chopin, and then a 20th century modern work.
So you're showing you can play in different styles.
That's the idea. The exam is testing your adaptability. Playing Bach requires this really precise, clear sound, very strict rhythm.
Right.
But then you play Chopin, and it's all about flexibility with the rhythm rubato and big, sweeping musical phrases. The examiner needs to see that you can switch between those musical languages.
So it's not just about hitting the right notes.
Not at all.
It's about delivering a convincing interpretation. We're talking about expression, dynamics, the louds and softs, and just the overall shape of the music. And that takes months to prepare.
It really does. And a huge part of this section is showing you can perform consistently under pressure. That's why we always tell students to do mock performances. Play for your friends, your family, anyone who'll listen. It trains your nerves to deliver when it's just you and the examiner.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the technical spine of the exam. Scales and arpeggios.
Ah, yes.
This is the part everyone thinks is, a bit tedious. But it's so essential. It's the engine room.
It really is. I mean, it's the foundational DNA of so much Western music. For the examiner, this section is just a pure test of your technical discipline.
So what do you actually have to do?
You have to memorize a whole set of patterns for your grade, not just major and minor scales, but often chromatic scales, scales in contrary motion.
Where your hands move away from each other.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And arpeggios, which are basically broken chords.
And for this part, there's no sheet music in front of you.
Yeah.
The examiner just calls out a key like F sharp minor, 2 octaves, and you just have to play it.
Immediately. And the moment of truth isn't really about speed, it's about precision.
Okay.
The examiner is listening for evenness of tone, a steady rhythm, and of course, the correct fingering. Every note has to sound just as strong as the last one.
What's really interesting here is the amount of memorization. You're not just memorizing a pattern, you're building this direct connection in your brain between the name of the key and the physical shape on the instrument.
Yes. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, knowing your scales instantly frees up your brain when you're learning a new piece.
How so?
Well, if you see a long run of notes and you recognize it as just a simple G major scale, you don't have to read every single note. Your fingers already know what to do.
I see.
So that technical strength just makes you a faster learner and a better performer in every other area.
So all that practice isn't just busy work. It's actually making you a more efficient musician.
Absolutely. Moving on to the third component, sight reading.
Right.
If scales are the engine, then sight reading is kind of like the GPS system that lets you navigate brand new music.
This is the ability to play a piece you've literally never seen before.
That's it.
That sounds terrifying to test. How can an examiner be fair about that?
Well, it's very structured. You get a short preparation time, usually just 30 to 60 seconds, to look over the music.
A minute max. Wow.
And in that time, you're not trying to learn it perfectly. You're just trying to get the gist. You quickly scan it, find the key, the time signature, and look for any tricky jumps or weird rhythms.
So it's all about strategy. You can't just read it note by note.
No, you'd never make it. Professionals use a technique called chunking. They see groups of notes as chords or scale patterns they already know.
Oh, okay.
And you have to prioritize. The most important thing is to keep a steady rhythm going, even if you miss a few of the melody notes. The examiner is grading the overall flow, not perfection.
And the real-world use for this is huge, right?
Oh, massive. If you want to play in a band or an orchestra, you have to be able to read and adapt in real time.
I've heard that the sight reading piece is always a bit easier than your main performance pieces. Is that right?
That's right. They're always set a few grades lower. They're testing the process of reading under pressure, not your ability to master a really hard piece on the spot.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit from playing to listening. This brings us to the oral tests.
Yes, the fourth and final component. This is all about how well you can hear and understand music.
Not just play it, but listen to it.
Exactly. Oral skills are the bridge between just being a technician and being a true musician.
So what happens in this part?
Well, the examiner usually plays short things on a piano. At the lower grades, it might be pretty simple, like clapping back a rhythm they just played.
But I'm guessing it gets a lot harder at the higher grades.
It ramps up significantly, yes.
Yeah.
You might be asked to sing back the lower part of a melody, or you'll have to identify the time signature. Is it waltz time, 34, or is it 44?
I've heard you even have to identify cadences.
You do. That's one of the trickiest parts. A cadence is like a musical punctuation mark. You have to tell the difference between one that sounds finished, a perfect cadence, and one that leaves you hanging.
And why does that matter?
Because that sensitivity is crucial. It develops your musical ear, it helps you tune your instrument, listen to your own playing, and most importantly, play sensitively with other people. It turns you into an intelligent performer.
So once all 4 of those sections are done, you get your mark sheet.
The moment of truth. An examiner, who's an experienced musician themselves, assesses each part using really strict criteria. Then all the scores are added up.
And it's not just a simple pass or fail.
No, there are 3 tiers. A pass means you've met the basic standard. Then you can earn a merit, which shows a higher level of skill and musicality.
And the top one is distinction.
That's the one everyone wants. A distinction means your performance was exceptional for that grade. You didn't just play the music, you really communicated it flawlessly.
And the feedback on the mark sheet is so valuable. It's not just a number. The examiner writes detailed comments on everything.
Right. What you did well, where your scales maybe fell apart a bit, how to improve your listening. That feedback is your guide for the next few months of practice.
Speaking of guidance, we have to talk about the gatekeepers for the higher grades.
Ah, yes. Music theory.
The thing that forces a lot of people to pause their practical exams. Why is that? Why do you have to pass grade 5 theory before you can take, say, grade 6 piano?
It's a bit of a bottleneck, but it's there for a good reason.
Okay.
Without that level of theory, you just don't have the academic language you need for the advanced music. Theory teaches you how music is put together. You learn about complex accords, how to transpose a piece into a different key.
So it's not just knowing that a key has 3 sharps. It's understanding why and how composers use those structures.
That's it, exactly. Knowing theory helps you understand a composer's intentions. It helps you communicate with other musicians. You move from being someone who just reads notes to a musician who actually understands the score.
That makes sense. And the way we take these exams is changing a lot now, too.
It's changing so fast. We're seeing this huge rise in digital exams.
Where you can record your performance and just upload it.
Yep. You record your pieces and send the video to an examiner. This is huge for people who live in remote areas or for students who get really bad performance anxiety.
Oh, that's a great point.
Being able to record in a familiar space can make all the difference. It lets your actual skill shine through without the stress.
And the standards are the same, right? They mark it just as strictly.
Identical standards. It's just the delivery method that's changed. It's making these qualifications so much more accessible.
So after all that, After the certificates are on the wall and grade 8 is done,
Yeah.
what's the long-term benefit of going through this whole process?
Well, beyond just becoming a great musician, the process itself teaches you so much. We're talking about soft skills.
Like what?
Preparing for a big exam like grade 8 takes months of planning. It's all about goal setting, time management, self-discipline, skills that, transfer to any part of your life.
And getting that certificate is real proof of your dedication. It looks great on a resume or a college application.
It really does. It shows you can commit to a long-term goal.
So what happens after grade 8? You've kind of completed the system.
For a lot of serious musicians, grade 8 is actually just the beginning.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The path can continue into advanced diplomas. These are basically university-level qualifications focused on performance or teaching or even conducting.
Or you can just use that skill to join an orchestra, start a band.
Or teach. The point is, grade 8 is like your license to move into that professional or advanced world. Music is a lifelong skill, and this system just gives you an amazing structure to build on.
The real journey is always about finding new challenges and just continuing to learn.
That's it. These exams are a fantastic way to structure your progress and really to celebrate your musical journey.
Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep getting better. Good luck with your studies.